And now, Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live edition of Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. Return of the Boys. That's right. Today we're going to be talking about Season 4, Episode 4. I hope you all got a chance to watch it. If you haven't, there will be some spoilers because we're going to talk about the show.
That's right.
That's what we do. So, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here with us. As always, my good friend Dave. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Don.
How are you?
I'm good. Are you ready to dive in?
I'm ready. I mean, this one, compared to the first 3 episodes so far, this one started to have a lot more of what I remember the boys being.
Yes.
From back the first 3 seasons.
Yes.
So I was happy to see this.
To your point, I'm gonna IMDb, I should say, had the first 3 episodes out of a 10. Episode 1 was a 7.6, 7.2, 7.7. They gave this episode a 9.1. So they agree with what we were watching, because this one finally, there was a lot of shit that went down and it started cooking, boy.
There was a lot happening, a lot of good times, a lot of what you expect from the boys, which I was lacking a little bit in the first
3, right. This was like, all right, we're watching, this is it, we're at home now.
Right.
Finally.
I feel like we're back, and this is what we were talking about from episode 1, day 1, where we saw the whole shenanigans go down with Huey and his girlfriend and everything. I'm like, okay, here we go. The wheels are back on the track.
Yeah. Yep. And of course, we're talking about season 4, episode 4, Wisdom of the Ages. And it was runtime about an hour and 6 minutes, so it wasn't a short one.
No,
they usually run about 55 to an hour, I think. So it was a little bit longer.
A little bit longer, but they had to because it was jam packed. There was stuff in there, and we're about to go through it. I say we just jump right in and
right in. Where do you want to start?
I say we start with Starlight.
Okay, we'll go with Starlight.
I mean, I think it's a good place to start. You started.
No, I agree. Let's go.
It started off with her and Congressman Bob.
Yep.
Talking. She's picking apart his public not public records, but his como se llama? How do you say
his bills? His
maybe it is his PR.
The anti-soup thing? Like what are we talking
just
about?
how people are not backing him and everything else.
Right.
Backing. So she's saying that she made a comment about NCIS, how the commercials that he has are only on when it's NCIS and people aren't watching and everything else, so they do a little dig over there. And then she's talking about how she can help him and she's going to put on a new suit and everything else.
Yeah.
She'll make a new suit. Now, she's had 2 suits so far. Suit 1, suit 2. Suit 1, conservative, religious following. Suit 2, superhero, seductive, trying to get a little action.
She was forced into that one, though. I think, you know what I mean?
That one.
Yeah.
What do you think Suit 3 is going to look like?
Well, if she ever gets into Suit 3, because the way her line went in this one, who knows?
Well, we're going to get into that. I was just, before we even got into that, my head started going into what she's going to wear, because she's not bad looking.
No, she's not. She's a good looking actress.
She just turned 30. Happy birthday.
I would think somewhere between the two.
Okay,
not as seductive and not as conservative,
that's
know.
What I was thinking.
Enough to say, hey, this is what I got. How you doing?
How you doing?
So they did not. Yes, the one side, her opponents are not treating her, meaning Firecracker and all them. They are doing nothing but smear campaign against poor Starlight.
And talk about smear campaign. Not only are they smear campaigning, they Sister Sage. What is going on with me tonight? Sister Sage. Holy crap. I'm sorry. Sister Sage. Wow. Sister Sage is running the show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And with that being said, she's campaigning with all this stuff in Firecracker, and they're actually setting it up outside of Starlight's camp.
Yeah.
Which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I love it. Not only do they start talking about her, but they start bringing up some dirt.
They got notice of every nugget or any kind of bad shit Like, hey, like anything, like, let's be honest, when Trump, nobody really knew anything about Trump. Well, as soon as Trump became president or whatever, bam, every little dirty deed he did in the past came to light. So this is basically what's happening to Starlight.
It was, they hit her with, and we'll just go right into it, I guess.
Yeah.
They pulled up that she had an abortion.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that because you watched the 3 seasons. You trained through those.
Right.
Did I miss something? Did they say, or is that just a new writer?
That was just a new throw it out there. Just all of a sudden, oh, hey, she was pregnant and she's not anymore.
Right.
What?
Because of her religion, that's against her religion.
It's against her religion. Not only is it against her religion, which she had a falling out with, but then she's kind of reconnected towards the end of season 3 and whatnot again.
Right.
But the fact that her and Huey could have had a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And it could have been another kid that could have been a chosen one.
Yeah.
They could have ran with that.
Yeah.
And I know they're only going to season 5 as far as I know. But
right.
They could have ran with that and had another kid that could have made this escalate to a spin-off of later on these 2 kids going, and I think they missed an opportunity with that.
Yeah,
I know it would have been the daughter would have been younger,
right?
But isn't Homelander older than most of these guys anyway? Most of the Supes.
Yeah, and
it
that was
been exactly the same with their kid.
That was the last straw for Starlight too, but because a little bit earlier they tried to put out that hit piece on Firecracker because I guess she was older and she was with a younger boy or whatever at the time.
She went after a 15-year-old at a summer camp.
Yeah, and who was it? It was
summer camp. You got to be careful, parents.
Yeah, it was Butcher that, right? He was trying to blackmail her, said, I'll send this tweet. And she's like, I got an idea. I'll send it myself. And then she went out and hammed it up with it.
Confessed her sins.
Yeah.
And the tears have brought me back because that brought me back to Jesus.
So Starlight had enough. She got pissed off and beat the ever-living piss out of Firecracker. I'm like,
right on TV, which is exactly what Sister Sledge wanted.
Yep. Don't kill her. By the way, Sister Sledge was a music group back in the day.
I know Sister Sledge was. I know, and that's why it came. And I think that I'll start playing their music in the background for everybody.
But I was like, no, I don't want to, because I think Firecracker's going to end up dying anyway by the end. But I was like, no, not now. Too early. Don't take her out.
She's too good looking to kill her off too soon. You got to keep her around for a little bit. And I got to be honest, I still don't know what her power. I know she's Firecracker.
Yeah.
Listen, I did that as a kid once by accident. I lit a firecracker and I threw it, and the shit blew up right over here and on my fingers. They're still good, but does that make me Firecracker? Like, I don't understand. I still am confused about this whole 7 with Sister Sage and her in there because I don't think either one of them are really an add-on. I think it's just for publicity, but that's just me going into that with that whole thing. But I thought the fight scene was great, though. Her kicking her ass.
Dude. She came in all pissed off, knocked the living shit out of her. They got what they wanted because obviously
they just wanted her to go off on her.
They wanted her to go nuts and snap. So now she got the most. So now was it Singer was like, I can't have any association with you anymore, and now he's gonna cut ties with her.
It was bad. It was bad. So her storyline was definitely very, very powerful, and you could see how it changed. This episode changed Starlight's whole thing because now everything else. I saw it. None but the best, Lone Wolf. Nothing but the best. You know what we're talking about. Yep.
So, but moving on, like to a lesser degree, like Mother's Milk really, he really didn't do anything in this episode.
He had a scar in his neck. Do you remember him having a scar in his neck?
No, I don't.
That came out of nowhere. I don't know what. I was like, what the hell is that? There was a scene. I saw a scar. I paused and I go, I don't remember ever seeing that. Maybe I think it's because he lost all the weight. I'm still not happy about that. You can be mad at me all you want. Whatever.
Maybe we'll get a flashback down the road. We'll find out what happened. My favorite Black Noir, really, all he said, like, he tried to talk again. They told him to shut up, and that was the end of his. No.
That was his whole. That was it.
That was it. I wonder how much he got paid for that episode.
I don't know. Frenchie and Colin.
Yes, Frenchie and Colin.
That storyline ended up. Now, Frenchie, I don't understand the whole Frenchie beard thing. Again, right. I mean, I was around for what?
What do you got with everybody's appearance, man? Let them just be.
I don't know. I mean, I was around and Vanilla Ice had his eyebrow done like that.
Yeah. Well, with the cuts, yeah.
I was like, what are we going back to Vanilla Ice time? Like, come on, this is like it distracted me more than anything else.
Right. This is a storyline. I'm glad it came to head in this episode, and they didn't drag it out the 8 because they really didn't need to. So,
he finds out that he's getting ready to find out about Colin's family.
Yeah. He wants to tell him. He doesn't tell him. He keeps sleeping with him. Right. I should tell him. I don't tell him.
And then he finds out that Colin was under the bed.
Colin was under the bed and saw the scar on the ankle.
On his ankle. Now, here's my question. I know I'm not gay.
Okay.
But during sex and sleeping with somebody,
you're gonna see the ankle. Yeah. Especially if you're grabbing them at it,
That's what I'm saying. It's over. Did you wear your boots the whole time? I don't understand.
Maybe it was cold. He had socks on. What do you want me to tell you?
Come on. The fact that as soon as that storyline came out, he goes, I saw his ankle. I'm like, well, how does he not know that?
Yeah, and you see him in the bed. He's in the bed with the blanket, and he just shoves his foot underneath the blanket or whatever. It's like,
too late, Frenchie.
How many times did you guys do it? Come on.
He knows how big your penis is. He's seen your ankles.
So that was another scene that came to a head where Frenchie gets his ass kicked, and Colin tells him, "Don't ever come near me again. I'm going to kill you." Blah blah blah.
So the relationship's over. Maybe.
Right.
This episode, yes.
That'll line him back up with your favorite Kimiko, and then they can go from there.
Right. Which I got to be honest. We'll get to Kimiko in a minute.
We'll get to her in a minute. Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Is an idiot.
I love Deep.
I know he's an actor, and I love it, but he plays such a good idiot. He is so stupid, it's unreal.
How stupid is he?
He's so stupid he couldn't find his way out of a paper bag. No. I don't understand him at all. He's still hitting on Sister Sage, and she tells him like, I want nothing to do with you. I am repulsed by you. I can't even figure out the quantitative whatever, and which is odd because I do quantitative like for a living. Like, and she's like, well, and then he hooks up with her again. Good for him. I'm proud of him. He's an idiot, but I'm proud of him.
But did you the way he had to do it?
That's where I was going. Go ahead.
We did get confirmation on that tool that was at the episode 3.
Yep.
And she let him do it. Now I was under the impression she was gonna pop it right in her eye because that's what she said, in my eye, but she didn't show where. And she goes, well, I want to be able to see, so you got to hit the real corner or whatever. So basically, she says that if she gets hit in the heart or anywhere else, she can die. It's her brain. If her brain gets damaged, it will regenerate and blah, blah, blah. So she's like, jam this thing right in the corner of my eye and rake it around.
What? Hammer.
Yeah, dude, he pops it. Yeah, she's like, now the hammer. I'm like, what? We're going, a hammer?
Don't mess with my eyes. That was terrible.
And
he wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to do it. But then she goes, oh, you can play with my ass.
Yeah. Where's that hammer? Yeah, exactly.
Done. Men are so stupid.
Dude, and he pulls it out, and then she just got that look on her face.
Euphoric, stupefied look. So stupid. I
love that though. I hope they keep that going and it becomes a thing. I
really hope they don't.
No?
No, I don't want to see that keep going. I don't know. Something about that just doesn't do anything.
You don't like the Deep. That's what it is.
No,
you don't like the Deep.
I don't know. The Deep's an asshole. He's just an ass. What do you want from me? All right. Now let's get into Kimiko.
With you, yeah. This is kind of like the long.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of links to this one now.
Yeah. All right. Good.
So hopefully, after Frenchie's episode with Colin, him and Kimiko get back together a little bit because I think they're good for each other.
Right.
But
exactly.
I wish you would talk I know that's not her thing.
Yeah, that's getting old, man. She's got to.
Annoying. If I wanted to read subtitles, I'd put them on.
Right.
You don't have to text everybody and show them.
I thought she was gonna say something when she met the girl from, was it the
the Shining Light.
Shining Light. I thought she was finally gonna talk.
Right, me too. It was close. It looked like she was gonna.
And that didn't happen. So I'm like, all right, we're back to where she's just gonna keep typing on the phone.
So annoying.
All right, so guys.
She goes with Huey.
Mm-hmm.
Now Huey is finding out that his father they're pulling the feeding tube.
They're gonna pull the plug.
They're gonna pull the plug on his father, and he's at his wit's end, and his mother's saying it's what's best, and this, that, the other, and everything else. Okay, great.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. He's not happy about it. Kimiko goes with him. Why are they out together? Because he's meeting A-Train.
A-Train. Yep.
And what is he meeting A-Train for? For nothing else but
some
I need some V. I need
Yep.
V. My father's dying, and I need V. And
Yep.
Kimiko's telling him, not a good idea.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Don't
Let
do
him
it.
die.
Let him. Yeah,
You don't want
exactly.
to do this.
Yep.
Let him die.
Yep.
And I agree. But in that situation, you don't ever want to see your father go. You want to take care of him. You want to live as long as you can. Compound V.
Yep. And he tells A-Train, we do this, we're squared.
We're squared. We're done. We're done.
Yeah,
now, in that scene, do you believe him? Exactly. I was on the fence.
It's tough, man. That's tough.
I wanted to.
Right.
But I didn't know if I did.
Yeah, because like
part of me said, okay, good. It's gonna save his father. He's like, okay, you killed my girlfriend. You saved my father.
Where are you?
It's a wash.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So then A-Train takes off. Okay, he's supposed to get the V.
Right. He's gone.
gone.
And now we're back with Kimiko and Huey, and they were being scoped out by
Shots fired. Shining light.
Shining Light.
Shining light coming out of nowhere and here's the part of the shows that I hate. And I hate this on every show, not just certain shows, but every show.
What's that?
Dave and I have shot weapons before.
Yes.
If you're standing there with a weapon,
Uh-huh.
and if people don't know you're about to shoot them, and they're not moving, are you going to shoot them, Dave?
I mean, if the goal is to shoot them, yeah,
you're going to shoot them.
Right. Before they start moving.
Everybody's always off by a car length. Oh, it hit the car, it hit the container, it hit the...
Yeah.
I hate that. Maybe if they made a sound or something, and then they took off running, and then shots are fired. You
Right.
can't fire the shots before they're running. They should be shot.
Yeah, like if you're gonna look through the scope and give us the scope scene, at least shoot. There's a lot of
You're gonna hit them.
right.
You're not a trained killer and not able to kill somebody. So I hate that, but that's just one of my pet peeves for all TV shows and movies and everything else. But
Yes.
it happened this time, so I brought it up.
Right.
But at that point, Huey starts to run, and his character just kills me.
He's a klutz. He tripped on the forklift and he broke his ankle.
He sprained his ankle or whatever. They tape it up with rulers and packing tape.
Yeah.
And he's got a filing cabinet for a shield.
Yeah, for a shield.
For a knife.
Yeah.
He is the worst Captain America I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, but it worked though. Kimiko's like, slice him here, slice him here, slice him here. And that's exactly what he did. It worked.
And he did it. He got his kill. He did it. He saved himself and didn't die.
Yep. And then Kimiko once again gets blown to shit, but then,
again,
she forms back again.
She's fine.
Nothing to see here.
Every scene she fights in, she's shot and hurt and goes back together. You would think she'd be a better fighter by now. I'm just saying.
You would think.
Jeez Louise. It's killing me. I just don't understand it. But
yeah. And then they ran into during that scene, they ran into the old girl that she fought in this old camps, and she's the one that gave her the scar. Like Kimiko's the one that gave her the scar and stuff. So
there's a little bit more backstory.
There's going to be, from what I heard, that girl is going to be in one more episode. Okay. So I don't know if they're going to. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to tie that end up in that last episode, but that's what I heard about that.
Okay.
But it's funny because then A-Train he shoots off because the Compound V is being locked up in Homelander's office.
His office, yeah.
So A-Train goes there. He sees the whatchamacallit, the milk.
Milk.
Right, but he had that also. We saw where the pubic hair was, right. And all that other shit. He's snooping around, and then Ashley comes out of nowhere. And so A-Train shoots up and comes
see where
back
she's
down.
coming from, because now they're looking at each other like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Yeah, there was like a stare off, like a stand-up. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So he's like, you dropping deuces here or something? He's like, yeah, you left the floater
in his office.
How do you think Homelander is going to feel about seeing floaters in his toilet? How's Homelander going to think about you taking Compound V? Oh, so we're at a standstill.
You got puppets.
That was the weakest thing.
Okay, so he takes it and she walks away, and everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Nothing to see here again. But here's my question to you: do you think Ashley is actually just taking dumps in Homelander's toilet?
The character, I think they're trying to make her so desperate that she has no control over anything. I think they're trying to make her just petty as crap, do whatever. Yep, I'm dropping deuces and I'm leaving floaters. Good. Yep, you can protect the world. You can shoot me with your lasers, but I'm going to leave a deuce in your toilet.
Lasers.
Like laser.
So A-Train leaves, gives the Compound V to Huey.
Yep.
They say they're square. They shake on it. A-Train goes about his merry way, and then Huey goes back to the hospital to visit his father.
Right.
So now this is where it gets interesting, because Huey was going to do it, put the Compound V in the IV thing, but
his mother walked in and he put it down.
And he put it in his pocket, in his jacket. He goes to get coffee.
Leaves his jacket.
Leaves the jacket. So the mom, did the mom see him put it in the jacket?
The mother had to see him put it in. But why did the mother come back?
Right.
Why is the father in a coma? And why is she bringing him back with Compound V?
Yeah, I think there's something.
There's a plot twist going somewhere on here where she's working for Vought or something. Like something's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is yet, but I smell something cooking. Something's cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like you said, like, what happened to the father? What made the father have a stroke or go into a coma, whatever.
Right.
And then the mom just pops out of nowhere. There's something, like, I don't know if she's is she a soup? Does she have some kind of powers? Like, what's...
Maybe.
We don't know. His segment ends with the father, that goes to the IV and all he sees his eyes pop open and scene on that. So...
at least we know there's not lasers yet.
No. No lasers. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I thought it was going to be something like that. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was going to kill the mother or something like that was going to be the end of it, and then you would never know why or what happened, and then you would find out later on, like there would be something that tied it all together.
Right.
But the mother would have been dead. And then now that he's starting to talk to his mother would die, and I just thought that would be because Huey, it's all about emotions. Which they didn't really talk about a lot of the emotions with the abortion or anything else.
No, they didn't.
About. They were just like, whatever, yep, we did it, we had it, we're done. What?
Yeah, they were very comfortable with having that. You know what I mean?
Quick in and out. I'll tell you what, like Huey. Anyway.
Hey now. All right, so Butcher.
Oh, Butcher.
Let's go with Butcher's line in this. He starts off, he's in the shower. He had that wiggly worm shit thing, whatever that is, roll up his back, and he ends up passing out, clanks his head up against the thing.
I know what I did do it when that happened. When he fell and hit his head,
Oh, yeah.
Oh. That, even just acting, the sound effects that they put with that, it could have been a sponge that he hit, and it didn't hurt. It sounded so bad.
Yep.
Oh, I cringed. I don't cringe a lot.
Big time. No, it's kind of like when you're scrolling on TikTok and you see these people on skateboards or people falling downstairs and shit. You're like, oh. But then you watch it. But then you watch it again.
And again and again and again. Oh, don't look. Yeah.
So he's brought back into the boys. MM brings him in because he feels that he can help them and stuff. The other guys don't want him in there, but MM's like, nope, this is my call. He's in.
MM doesn't give a crap what anybody on the team says.
No, not at all.
Whatever he wants, he goes. Okay, thank you. That was MM's whole role. This thing. Oh, we're bringing Butcher in. I don't want him. Too bad.
Yeah. Done. Yep. And then he tells MM if something happens to him, he's got to, he asks him to raise Ryan for him, to raise him right and all that stuff.
Well,
so
I think he's starting to realize his mortality. He's like, here's my question, though.
What's that?
Do you think there's mortality with it, or do you think that this worm is changing who he is into a soup?
I think it's changing him into a suit, but he just.
So do I.
It's almost like Venom, because Venom, it's the guy that lives with the symbiote, and the symbiote is Venom. So basically, he's there, and he can hear the guy talking.
Right.
And then, which he can hear Venom talking, and then he can turn into Venom.
Okay.
Right. So that this is kind of like a similar thing. I think that's starting to go with him.
Okay.
You
and
know?
the reason why I asked that is because the scene that we're getting into, with M, where they start, they go after Firecracker and everything else with the information, and she goes bloop, and says, "Go ahead, tweet it." Mm-hmm. He's snooping around inside of her trailer.
Yes. Well, Frenchie was. Yeah.
Frenchie gets thrown out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And Stretch Armstrong. Stretch Armstrong comes in, and
that's right. It's Ezekiel, right?
Ezekiel. Yeah.
And then he goes to get Butcher, and he sprays him with the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Freezes him, hits him, and then Ezekiel's kicking his ass.
Yeah, gets him in, like he's choking him.
And everything else. And
then all you see is this little worm go down, and then
towards his eye, right where Sister Sage's lobotomy goes.
He passes out. Yeah, he passes out. He wakes up, and Ezekiel is everywhere.
He's exploded. There's blood everywhere, and Butcher has no idea what happened.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
I don't know, because what the hell just...
I think it is a worm. I think it's a type of caterpillar type worm or something like that, and it goes into other people's bodies like every other movie or show that we've ever seen, where it jumps down up your nose or in your mouth or through your eye or wherever hole you have, especially with the boys. It'll go in any hole.
But how does it...
it explodes.
So what? He has
and then it regenerates and goes back into...
I was going to say, what does he have, multiple worms inside him, and they just pop out and blow everybody?
I mean, maybe he does, or maybe it's just one that explodes and comes back, and it goes back into him.
That could be.
That's my theory. That's what I think. I think he's got a blow-up worm.
But we did... And we did learn that Butcher did try the Compound V, because Huey's like, why don't you try the Compound V to cure yourself? And he's like, I already tried that, but now I wrote it didn't work, basically.
It didn't work. Or did it? Did one more dose actually put him over and put him past the breaking point and now put him to the point? Because here's my thing. Yeah, the Temp V will kill you, but regular Compound V won't.
No.
I'm very confused by this.
And the other question I would have, too, on that is, Homelander scanned his head, saw the mask that's there, but he didn't see the fucking worms the worm that was in the body?
Crawling around, hanging out, having a good time?
Right. How did you not see that?
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Maybe the tumor was the worm.
It was hatching.
It could be.
It's not a tumor, it's an egg, and it is hatching in the brain, and it is going to be going around in your body and come out and it's going to do the explosions, and there's going to be a big explosion, you're going to die, and then I'm going to go back in your body, and then it's going to be okay again.
All right, you done? So Butcher has a really cool story arc going here, and I'm all about it, man. I can't wait.
We're all curious about it. We're dying to know what it is because nobody knows. Nobody has any idea, and it's great that nobody knows. But I don't know what else it could be.
Yeah. Now keep us guessing.
I didn't want to look up stuff and see what other people were thinking. I wanted to wait and just see, but I'm on it. And then, so Homelander, not Homelander. Butcher. We don't know what's going to happen with him. We're hoping to find out.
Yes.
But Homelander.
Yeah, say the best for last.
With Homelander, this one. This is what brought it back. I mean, the explosion was cool. Starlight fighting Firecracker, cool. Yeah. Sister Sage with the thing, awkward, but all right. There was a lot of cool things that were going on that make you ooh, So the boys is back, but then.
Yeah. Nothing like Homelander coming to your house with Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy the Whale, baby. He's bringing cake.
Yeah.
What? Fudgy the Whale makes an appearance. I loved it. I got to be honest. I thought it was fucked up with Fudgy the Whale, though.
Why? What do you mean?
It just didn't look right.
You didn't look like your normal Fudgy the Whale?
It looked extra fudgy. I wasn't sure what was going on. I don't know. Something seemed off with Fudgy Whale, but
That was all in marketing. They wanted it to look that good so that they would draw people to go to the store to get Fudgy the Whale.
I don't know if it was better. It was definitely fudgier, but I'm not sure. So it was extra Fudgy the Whale. But,
so he went home. He definitely went home.
Homelander went home. He went back to where it all began, that red room.
Yep.
You find out that they're in the lab, and all the cameras go out for security.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then the elevator starts to come down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're all looking. There he is. And I got to be honest, he plays this character so well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
dude,
I don't know how you can act. He's a great actor because watching him go through the emotional roller coaster of his character.
Yeah.
In a single scene, not from one scene to the next scene, but in a single scene, how he just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could see the really pissed off, I want to kill everybody Homelander to the next he's just smiling and whatever.
Yeah. His bipolar just switch of character and personality and everything else. And that smile that he has, that sinister smile, where you know something's about to go down. You're like, I don't know what he's going to do.
I did read something or saw something that they were saying after this season, this guy should be nominated for an Oscar or something like that. You know what I mean?
I agree. I don't see why not.
At this point, you know what I mean? Because he's the whole body of work of what he's doing is phenomenal.
Yeah. And just the conversation he has with Frank. He's talking about how he rolls up the paper and he's throwing it and everything else. He's in the oven and he's just having a conversation. He's like, yeah, and I was in the oven throwing paper and you were so excited and you fist bumped and
fist bump, yeah.
And everything else. And then all of a sudden he goes,
get in the oven, Frank.
Get in the oven, Frank.
The problem is, and the thing is, you knew that was coming. You knew it was coming.
No, it's coming. You just don't know what he's going to. The writing for this character is great also because you don't know what they're going to have him do.
Right. Yep.
They put Frank in the oven and he gives the whole speech of how it hurt, how he was in the oven, and even though his skin didn't burn, it still hurt him and everything else. And then while he's burning and he's trying to cry, but he can't because the tears are evaporating.
Yep.
He's in a basket. And Frank's like, I'm just doing my job.
Yep. Yeah.
Get in the oven, Frank.
Get in the oven, Frank.
Bye-bye, Frank.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Frank had a bad day. Should have called out sick.
Definitely should have called out sick. Then he has everybody have cake.
Yep.
Right? He has everybody have cake.
Yeah, everybody have cake.
Cake, Fudgy the Whale. Don't know where to go.
Fudgy for everybody.
What? Okay. Start talking to Marty.
Yeah, what did he do to Marty, Don?
Marty calls him Squirt, or used to call him Squirt.
Yep.
And you find out in the storyline that he calls him Squirt because Homelander only had a few minutes alone without everybody watching him, and while he was alone, he pleased himself.
Yeah, have a little lotion and tissue moment.
Right. Choke chicken, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
But then Homelander starts doing his smiley thing again.
Here we go again. Marty take himself out and do it in front of everybody who's left. Right after Frank died, right after Fudgy the Whale. He's like, do it, Frank. Do it, Marty, or I'm going to burn your dick off. Or whatever. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, you need some... what is it? I forget what the word was that he used, but he used the word like, you need some encouragement or something.
Yeah.
Do it or I'm going to laser your penis off.
Yeah.
And he's making fun of him, saying it looks like he's trying to shuck a mushroom and everything else.
And Marty even tried the hawk too, man. He was like,
I was going to mention it. He hawk tooed himself. Hawk too. Wasn't working. He needed the hawk two girl there. That didn't work.
That's true.
That would have been a different story. There would have been no problem. But there was. And Homelander just said, boom.
Right through.
Right in the crotch.
Yeah.
Boom. Marty
Game
goes
over.
down. He's bleeding out.
Yep. And Barbara shows up.
Barbara comes in.
Yeah. Tells him to put him out of his misery. So he just nonchalantly walks up and crushes his fucking head.
Crushes him. That was the second moment like the lasering. I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
that's every man has to cringe a little bit at that.
Yeah.
But the crunching sound again. It was like it was when like Butcher hit his head. Homelander crushing his skull. The sound effects were amazing on this.
Amazing, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's how you put him out of his misery. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So then he takes her, Barbara, in there and starts talking about the bad room.
Yeah. And this is where it got a little, because they didn't really explain anything that happened next with that. So what did you take? I mean, outside of the obvious, what do you think fucking happened there?
I think she started trying to psychoanalyze him.
Right.
And if you go back to season 1, even I can't think of her name right now. Season 1 was Aspetta un momento. It was Madeline.
Madeline, yep. Yes.
Got it. It's on my notes.
Yes.
Madeline had to coddle him.
Yes.
And treat him like a child.
Yes.
And now Barb starts talking about it also.
Yeah, and I think that's why he spared her, because she's that
the mother
figure now. Right.
Right. He's the new mother figure. She's the only one that can talk to him and control him. But everybody else, just to prove a point to her, you might think you control me, but you don't.
So you think he just rounded everybody up in the room and just fucking
everybody up, killed everybody in the room right in front of her, so she knows I have some control.
Yeah.
But I don't have all the control.
Yeah. And then he's just like completely covered in blood and what's
on the elevator going back up.
Yeah, just laughing. I'm like, oh my God. Credits.
Credits. Crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the next episode's gonna bring.
No.
I know Starlight's gonna have to come back from what she did.
Yeah.
They
got to do with the Huey.
Kept better.
Well, I think Huey's father. They're gonna show what happened to him, probably.
Right. Find out. You might find a little bit more storyline with the mother on that.
With the mom,
maybe
little bit more on Butcher.
Right.
But I don't see. I don't know where they because they have stories, but they haven't. They're not.
They haven't moved on them.
Yeah, there's not a big arc over so it's like where we got it was a good episode, but where is it going?
They're moved a little bit or a lot of it in a certain spot.
Right, in a good way. Right.
I didn't see a lot of movement in the storyline.
Yeah, from the overall arc, there really wasn't anything that happened, but the individual character development was big in this episode. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what happened.
It does. So I think that storyline is supposed to start breaking down now. I think they're trying to build that storyline on the characters so they can run with the story now.
Yeah.
Off those character storylines.
Right, because they only got 4 episodes left, so
yeah.
Now they got to start.
4 episodes left. I mean, it's going quick.
No, yeah, it's going real quick.
We're halfway through almost. I mean, legit halfway through. We're halfway through already.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Thursday's episode brings. Hopefully we get some more of the boys that we saw this episode because I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, this is what we tuned in, what we're used to tuning in to see. This is it.
Right. This is what we're looking for in the show. So I'm very happy that they started doing that because that actually makes a lot of sense now. So
yeah,
I'm glad. Well, check us out if you can. We've got a bunch of socials. Check us out on the socials. There you go. We've got a whole bunch of different ones. We're on every platform as far as I know. I don't think there's more. If there are, I'm not jumping on them. I'm on enough. You can't find us here. You can't find us anywhere.
This guy went from no social media to like 10.
It was ridiculous.
He doesn't even know what he's on anymore.
Yeah, if you don't understand, start watching some of our normal episodes of Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. We come out every Wednesday, so tomorrow will be a new episode. If you're catching us live, tomorrow is going to be a new episode.
Yep.
Flying Nutsack.
Flying Nutsack.
So check out Flying Nutsack tomorrow. Check out the boys on Thursday. Have a good day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, and then hopefully next week.
Yep. Peace, everybody.